Let's start with the nature of strategy implementation. There are 8 categories, which is the first is strategy formulation by positioning forces before the process, and then strategy implementation, managing forces during the action, and then we go back to the strategy formulation by focuses on effectiveness, and then focuses on efficacy in strategy implementation, strategy formulation by primarily in intellectual process, strategy implementation in primarily on operational process. Second last is strategy formulation, requires good intuitive and analytic skills. Lastly, strategy implementation requires special motivation and leadership skills. Look at this table. Some management issues central to strategy implementation. Establish an objective, devise policies, allocate resources, alter an existing organization structure, restructure and re-engineer, revise reward and incentive plans, minimize resistance to change, match managers with strategy, develop a strategy to support culture, adapt production or operation processes, develop an effective human resource function, downsize and furlough as needed, and link performance and pay to strategies. There are few annual objectives that we need to find after finding the strategies, which is the first one is represent the basis for allocating resources. Second, primary mechanism for evaluating managers. Third, the major instrument for monitoring progress towards achieve long-term objective. And lastly, establish an organization, divisional and departmental priorities. Let's look at this Damas company's hierarchy of aims. There are 3 divisions in this hierarchy, which is content of R&D, production, marketing, finance, personnel annual objective, purchasing, shipping, advertising, promotion, and auditing, accounting. There are few policies in implement a strategies. First, you must have a specific guidelines, methods, procedures, rules, form, administrative practices established to support and encourage work towards stated goals. And then you must have the instrument for a strategy implementation. And then you have to set the boundaries, constraints, and limits on the kinds of administrative action that can be taken to reward and sanction behavior. And lastly, you need to clarify what can and cannot be done in pursuit of an organization's objective. Well, just look at this hierarchy policies. This is some of example how a company put the company strategies and supporting the policies, and then have divisional objectives, supporting the policies again, and production departmentation objective and supporting the policies again. However, they must have some issues that may require a management policies, which is to offer extensive or limited management development workshops and seminars, to centralize or decentralize employee training activities, to recruit through employment agency, colleague campuses or newspaper, to promote from within or to hire from the outside, to promote on the basis of merit or of the basis of seniority, to tie executive composition to long-term or annual objective, to offer numerous or few employee benefits, to negotiate directly or indirectly with labor unions, to delegate authority for large expenditure or to centrally retain this authority, to allow much, some or no overtime work, to establish a high or low safety stock of inventory, to use one or more suppliers, to buy, lease or rent new production equipment, to greatly or somewhat stress quality control, to establish many or only a few production standards, to operate 1, 2 or 3 shifts, to discourage using insider information for personal gain, to discourage sexual harassment, to discourage smoking at work, to discourage insider trading, to discourage moonlighting. These all are needed by the management. By the management control. On another note, you have to find some resource allocation, which is in this resource allocation, you have to center management activity that allows for strategy execution, often based on political or personal factor. Strategic management enables resources to be allocated according to priorities established by annual objectives. What are the type of resources? We have financial, physical, human, and technological. There will always have a conflict in whatever implementation that we wanted to do in the company, but how we have or we need to manage the conflict. First, we must have an avoidance, which is include such actions, which is ignoring problems in hopes that the conflict will resolve itself, or physically separating the conflicting individuals. Second, diffusion. Diffusion, playing down differences between conflicting parties while as accentuating similarities and common interests. Lastly is confrontation, which is exemplified by exchanging members of conflicting parties so that each can gain an appreciation of the other's point.
Hi, I'm Nurul Hidayah. So, I will continue explain to my part, which is matching structure with strategy. Matching structure with strategy is structure largely dictates how objectives and policies will be established. Structure dictates how resources will be allocated. That means there is no one optimal organizational design or structure for a given strategy or type of organization. Okay, next is symptom of an ineffective organizational structure. The first one is too many levels of management. The second one is too many meetings attended by too many people. The third one is too much attention being directed towards solving interdepartment conflicts. Too large a span of control. Too many unachieved objectives. Declining corporate or business performance. Losing ground to rival firms. And the last one is revenue or earnings divided by number of employees or number of managers is low compared to rival firms. Next is the functional structure. The functional structure is group tasks and activities by business function, such as production, operation, marketing, finance, accounting, research and development, and management information system. Advantages and disadvantages of a functional organizational structure. The advantages is simple and inexpensive, capitalize on specialization of business activities such as marketing and finance, minimize need for elaborate control system, allow for rapid decision making. So, the disadvantages is accountability forces to the top, delegation of authority and responsibility not encouraged, minimize career development, low employee or manager morale, inadequate planning for product and market, leads to short-term narrow thinking, leads to communication problems. The divisional structure. The divisional structure is a type of organizational structure that groups each organizational function into a division. Each division contains all the necessary resources and functions within it to support that product line or geography. The divisional structure is useful because failure of one division doesn't directly threaten the other division. Advantages and disadvantages of a divisional organizational structure. So, the advantages is accountability is clear, allows local control of local situations, creates career development chances, promotes delegation of authority, leads to competitive climate internally, allows easy adding of new products or regions, allows strict control and attention to products, customers, and regions, while the disadvantages is can be costly, duplication of functional activities, required a skill management force, required an elaborate control system, competition among divisions can become so intense as to be dysfunctional, can lead to limited sharing of ideas and resources, and the last one is some regions, products, customers may receive special treatment. The next is the strategic business unit structure. So, SBU structure is a group similar divisions into strategic business unit and delegates authority and responsibility for each unit to a senior executive who reports directly to the chief executive officer. They also can facilitate strategy implementation by improving coordination between similar divisions and channeling accountability to distinct business units. So this is the example of Sonoco Products SBU organizational chart. The matrix structure. The matrix structure is most complex of all designs because it depends upon both vertical and horizontal flows of authority and communication. That means the matrix organizational structure is a combination of two or more types of organizational structure. Usually, there are two chains of command, where project team members have two boss or managers. One manager handles functional activities and the other one is more traditional project manager. For a matrix structure to be effective, organizations need participative planning, training, clear mutual understanding of roles and responsibilities, excellent internal communication, and mutual trust and confidence. So this is the advantages and disadvantages of a matrix structure. The advantages is project objectives are clear, employees can clearly see results of their work, shutting down a project is easily accomplished, facilitates use of special equipment, functional resources are shared instead of duplicate as in a divisional structure, while the disadvantages is requires excellent vertical and horizontal flows of communication, costly because create more manager position, violate unity of command principle, create dual lines of budget authority, create dual sources of reward or punishment, create shared authority and reporting, and the last one is required mutual trust and understanding. So this is the example of typical top managers of a large firm. Now we go to the next topic is re-engineering. Re-engineering involves reconfiguring or redesigning work, jobs, and processes for the purpose of improving cost, quality, service, and speed. They also call process management, process innovation, or process redesign. So, what is the benefit of re-engineering? The first one is an organization can achieve radical changes in performance. The second one is it boosts competitiveness in the operations network through simpler, leaner, and more productive processes. The third one is re-engineering often results in radically new organizational design that can help companies respond better to competitive pressure, increase market share and profitability, and improve cycle time, cost ratio, and quality. Next, through re-engineering, an organization can be transformed from a rule-driven and job-centered organization structure to a marketing organization structure that focuses directly on the customer. Re-engineering encourages organizations to abandon conventional approach to problem solving and to think big. And the last one is re-engineering has helped create more challenging and more rewarding jobs. Linking performance and pay to strategy. The first one is provide full transparency to all stakeholders. The second one is reward long-term performance with long-term pay rather than annual incentive. The third one is base executive compensation on actual company performance rather than on stock price. Next is extend the time horizon for bonus. And the last one is increase equity between workers and executives. So, for the next topic, I will pass to Isaac.
Thank you, Yaya, for explaining your subtopic. Hi, I'm Isaac. I will continue with the next subtopic, which is managing resistance to change. Managing resistance to change is no organization or individual can accept change, but the thought of change rises in society because people fear economic loss, inconvenience, uncertainty, and a break in a normal social pattern. Almost any change in structure, technology, people, or strategies has the potential to disrupt comfortable interaction pattern. For this reason, people resist change. The strategies management process itself can enforce major change on individuals and processes. However, the resistance to change can emerge at any stage or level of strategy implementation process, although there are various approaches for implementing changes. Three common used strategies are a forced change strategy, second, educative change strategy, and the last is rational or self-interest change strategies. Let's look at the first strategy, which is a forced change strategy. A forced change strategy is involve giving order and enforcing those orders. This strategy has advantage of being fast, but it is plagued by low commitment and high resistance. Let's move to the second strategy, which is educative change strategies. This strategy is one that presents information to convince people of the needs of change. The advantage of an educative change strategy is the implementation becomes slow and difficult. However, this type of strategy evokes greater commitment and less resistance than does the forced change strategy. And the last strategy is rational or self-interest change strategy is one that attempts to convenience that individual. The change is to their personal advantage. When this appeal is successful, strategy implementation can be relatively easy. However, implementation change are seldom to everyone's advantage. Let's move to the new subtopic, which is creating a strategy supportive culture. This strategy should strive to preserve, emphasize, and build upon aspects of an existing culture that support purpose new strategies. Aspects of an existing culture that are antagonistic to a purpose strategy should be identified and changed. Substantial research indicates that new strategies are often market-driven and dictated by competitive force. For this reason, changing a firm culture to fit a new strategy is usually more effective than changing a strategy to fit an existing culture. Numerous techniques are available to alter an organization's culture, including recruitment, training, transfer, and promotion, restructure of an organization design, role modeling, and positive reinforcement. Let's move to the production operation concern when implementing strategy. This strategy in action means implementation require complete, transparent process. Product or operation department that mainly concern with the achievement of organization goal and a target. Production process typically constitute more than 70% of a firm total asset. Production department play a crucial role of implementing organization strategies. Production concern decision on a plant location, plant size, product design, size of inventory control, quality product, cost control, technology innovation, and resources utilization. All these factors play an important impact on success and failure of the strategies. The last point is human resource concern when implementing strategies. Human resource is the backbone of any organization. Without efficient human resource, organization cannot perform well and fail to achieve the organization strategies. Staffing needs of the organization and its cost is an important function of the human resource manager. The other main concerns include health, safety, and security of the worker. The plan must also include how to motivate employee and manager during a time of layoff are common and workload are high. Last but not least, HR manager position has a strategic responsibility and has a chance dramatically as a company continue to recognize and outsource. So, let's move to the key to staying healthy, living to 100 and being a well employee. The first point is eat nutritiously, which eat variety of fruit and vegetable daily because they have ingredients that the body use to repair and strengthen itself. The second point is stay hydrated because drink plenty of water to aid the body in eliminating toxin and to enable body organ to function efficiently. The body is mostly water. Third point is get plenty of rest. The body repair itself during rest, so get at least 7 hours to sleep nightly, preferably 8 hours. And the last point is get plenty of exercise. Exercise rigorously at least 30 minutes daily so the body can release toxin and strengthen vital organs. So, for our conclusion, successful strategy formulation does not at all guarantee successful strategy implementation. Management issues considered central to strategy implementation include a meshing organizational structure with a strategy, linking performance and spread to the strategies, creating an organization climate conducive to change, managing political relationship, creating a strategy supportive culture, adapting production, operation process, and managing human resource. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and hi to all. Today, I and my group will make a presentation related to topic 8, implementing strategy, which marketing, finance, accounting, R&D and MIS issue. Before we go into more deep related to this topic, in marketing we have a various issue that we have to face. The first issue is how to make advertisement more interactive to be more effective. Second, to use heavy light or no TV advertising. Third, to limit or not the share of a business done with a single customer. Fourth, to be a price leader or price follower. Fifth, to offer a complete or limited warranty. Sixth, to reward salespeople based on straight salary, straight commission, or a combination salary and commission. And the last is to advertise online or not. In fact, in the market there are many more issues that arise. However, there are some examples of issues I can give. Let's move to the current marketing issue. There are 3 current marketing issues. First is a new principle of marketing. Second, advertising media. Third, purpose-based marketing. New principle of marketing. Marketing is managing profitable customer relationship, which attracting new customer and retaining and growing current customer. Marketing is not synonymous with a sale and advertising. For example, don't just talk at a consumer, but work with them without the marketing process and give a consumer a reason to participate. The second point is advertising media. Nowadays, many advertising media, but today I go to 3 advertising media, which is internet advertising. Internet advertising is growing so rapidly that marketers are more and more allowed to create a bigger, more exclusive ad that take up more space on the web page. Second is website. Websites are allowing their ads to run before short video clip play. And the last is blog. Blogs are creating more content that double also as an ads. The last point is a purpose-based marketing. Purpose-based marketing is the best way to sell in a weak economy is to show customers how they can improve their life with your product and service. Needs to build trust and emotional connection to the customer in order to differentiate your product and service. For easy understanding, purpose-based marketing is content marketing. When you do the marketing, what should have in the content marketing? Let's move to the market segmentation. Market segmentation help you get to know your customer, identify what needed in your market segment, and determine how you can best meet those needs with your product and service. Market segmentation is a subdividing of a market into distinct subsets of a customer according to needs and buying habit. Market segmentation is widely used in implementing strategies, especially for small and specialized firms. Two variables of central importance of strategy implementation is marketing segmentation and product positioning. The certain importance of market segmentation. First is key of matching supply and demand. Second is it is required to successfully implement market development, product development, market penetration, and diversification strategies. Third, it allows a firm to operate with limited resources. Fourth, it enables small firms to compete with a large firm. Market segmentation directly affects marketing mix variable, product, place, promotion, and price. The marketing mix refers to the set of action or tactics that a company uses to promote its brand or product in a market. The 4P makes up a typical marketing mix: price, product, promotion, and place. However, nowadays, the marketing mix increasingly includes several other pieces like packaging, positioning, people, and even politics as a vital mix element. The first P is a product. Product refers to the item actually being sold. The product must deliver a minimal level of performance, otherwise even the best work on the other element of the marketing mix won't do any goods. Second P is a place. Place is referred to the point of sale. In every industry, catching the eyes of the consumer and making it easy for her to buy it is the main aim of a good distribution or place strategy. Retailer pay a premium for the right location. In fact, the mantra of a successful retail business is location. The third P is a promotion. Promotion refers to all activity undertaken to make the product or service known to the user and trade. This can include advertising, words of mouth, press report, incentive, commission, and award to the trade. It can also include consumer scheme, direct marketing, and contents and price. The last P is the price. Price refers to the value that is put for the product. It depends on the cost of production, segmentation targeted, ability of the market to pay, supply and demand, and a host of other direct and indirect factors. Let's move to the market segment basis. There are 4 market segment bases. First is demographic. Second is psychographic. Third is behavioral. Fourth is geographic. Let's move to the first point, which is demographic segmentation. Demographic segmentation is one of the most popular and a common use type of a market segmentation. It is referred to statistical data about a group of people. Demographic segmentation example is age, gender, income, location, family situation, annual income, education, and ethnic. Where the above examples are helpful for segmenting B2C audience, a business might use the following to classify a B2B audience: company size, industry, job function. Because demographic information is static and factual, it is usually relatively easy to uncover using various sites for market research. The second point about the market basis is psychographic segmentation. Psychographic segmentation is categorized audience and consumer by a factor that related to the personalities and characteristic. Psychographic market segmentation example is personalities, trait, value, attitude, interest, lifestyle, psychological influence, motivation, and others. Psychographic segmentation factors are slightly more difficult to identify than demographic because they are subjective. They are not data focused and require research to uncover and understand. The third point is behavioral segmentation. While demographic and psychographic segmentation focus on who a customer is, behavioral segmentation focus on how the customer acts. Behavioral market segmentation example is purchasing habit, spending habit, user status, brand interaction. Behavioral segmentation requires you to know about your customer action. This activity may relate to how a customer interact with your brand or to other activity that happen away from your brands. And the last basis is geographic segmentation. Geographic segmentation is the simplest type of market segmentation. It categorizes consumer based on a graphic border. Geographic market segmentation example is zip code, city, country, radius around a certain location, climate, urban and rural. Geographic segmentation can refer to a defined geographic boundary, such as a city or zip code, or type of area such as a size of city and type of climate. That's all for me. Thank you.
What is product positioning? Product positioning is the process of deciding and communicating how you want your market to think and feel about your product. Successful product positioning requires your team to articulate, number one, how your product can solve your customer's problem. Number two, why it is a better solution than its competitors. Entails developing schematic representations that reflect how your products or services compare to competitors on dimensions most important to success in the industry. Five steps to positioning your product. Number one, know your target audience well. You should know about your audience, but if you don't know what they need to hear, you would be squandering your time and would be barking up the wrong tree with your right message. Knowing your target audience involves knowing the specific needs of the audience as well. Number two, identify the product features. It is very important for the marketers that they themselves are aware of the features and benefits of the products. It is well said that you really can't sell something unless and until you yourself are convinced of it. A marketer selling a smartphone should himself also use the same smartphone handset for the customers to believe him. Number three, unique selling propositions. Every product should have USPs, at least some features which are unique and different from those previously launched products in the market. The organizations must create USPs of their brands and effectively communicate the same to the target audience. Number four, never make a mistake of underestimating your competitor. A marketer must be knowledgeable about his competitors' offerings. You need to convince the consumer how your product is better than the competitors. The marketers must always strive hard to have an edge over their competitors. A good example of this type of product positioning is the comparison pages found on many SaaS websites. Promote the benefits. A marketer must be knowledgeable about his competitors' offerings. You need to convince the consumer how your product is better than the competitors. The marketers must always strive hard to have an edge over their competitors. Examples of product positioning maps. The diagram below is a perceptual map of UK chocolate confectionery brands. Theoretically, a perceptual map can have any number of lines. To keep things simple, they usually have two lines, the X and Y axis. The X axis goes left to right and the Y axis goes bottom to top. Any criteria can be used for the map, for example, price, quality, status, features, safety, and reliability. Once the two lines have been drawn and labeled, existing products will be placed onto the map. In the example below, two dimensions, price and quality, have been used. If we plot the UK chocolate market, we can identify where existing chocolate brands have been positioned by manufacturers. For example, our fictional brand of Belgian chocolates called Belgium chocolates are high quality and high price, so they are placed in the top right hand box, while Twix is an affordable everyday treat chocolate, so it has been placed in the bottom left hand square, in the low quality, low price brand box. Gartner Magic Quadrant plots each company by their ability to execute and their completeness of vision. The best of both are the leaders and the lowest performing of both are niche players. The innovative solutions who have yet to execute are the visionaries, and the execution-oriented but not so innovative companies are the challengers. This type of competitive metric is helpful for uncovering which competitors are adapting with the market, the visionaries and leaders, so that you know who will remain or become dominant rivals in the future. This metric can also help you discover which companies to research in regards to leveling up your execution skills. What are the company and product factors that lead to a company being named a leader or challenger? For using product positioning as a strategy, implementation tool. Number 1. Look for the whole or vacant niche, which is a segment of the market currently not being served. Number 2. Do not serve two segments with the same strategy. Usually, a strategy successful with one segment cannot be directly transferred to another segment. Number 3. Do not position yourself in the middle of the map. The middle usually indicates a strategy that is not clearly perceived to have any distinguishing characteristics. This rule can vary with the number of competitors. And the last one, an effective product positioning strategy meets two criteria. 1. It uniquely distinguishes a company from the competition. And number 2, it leads customers to expect slightly less service than a company can deliver. This is a constant challenge for marketers. Firms need to inform customers about what to expect and then exceed the promise, under-promise, and then over-deliver. That is a key for excellent strategy implementation.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Zulfadli, and I would like to present the financial budget in business analytics. Firstly, the definition of business analytics. Business analytics is a management information system technique that involves using software to mine huge volumes of data to help executives to make decisions. It is also to analyze and transform data into useful information, ultimately make smarter, data-driven business decisions. Basically, business analytics is an analysis system which improves the business much more better by reviewing the data more accurately. For the next slide, there are 6 main components of business analytics. First is the data mining. Data mining is business analytics sorts through large data sets using databases, statistics, and machine learning to identify the trends and establish relationships. Next is the text mining. Text mining to explore and organize large unstructured text data sets for the purpose of qualitative and quantitative analysis. Next is the data visualization. Data visualization to provide visual representations such as charts and graphs for easy and quick data analysis. For predictive analytics is a predictive business analytics uses a variety of techniques to create a predictive models which extract information from data sets, identify the patterns, and provide a predictive score for an array of organizational outcomes. Next is the forecasting. Forecasting is to analyze historical data from a specific period in order to make informed estimates that are predictive in determining future events or behaviors. And lastly, the optimization. Once trends have been identified and predictions have been made, businesses can engage simulation techniques to test out the best case scenarios. For the next slide, there's a few examples of company that uses business analytics. Firstly, the company Coca-Cola. The company uses the big data for customer acquisition and retention. It managed to strengthen its data strategy by building a digital loyalty program. Secondly, the new company called Netflix. One of the newest company that uses big data analytics for targeted advertising. This is done using the subscribers' past search and watch data and used to give them insights on what interests the subscribers the most. And that concludes our presentation for Chapter 7, Management and Operations Issues, and Chapter 8, Marketing, Finance, Research and Development, and Management Information System Issues. Thank you.